Good morning. Boogie's got something to say today too.
Look at that wabbit butt.
So cute.
Look at that little butt.
Boogie!
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 Good morning, everybody.
I'm over here doing my thing.
I'm playing. Okay, have fun, everybody. Bye.
Oh, careful. I saw that happening in slow-mo. I'm like, she's definitely not looking. What's up, you guys? Good morning and happy Tuesday.
Hi, Laura and Ashley and Brittany and Lauren and Tammy and Andrea and Sterling I saw and Erin I see and Marty. Marty, welcome.
It's been a minute.
And Aunt Jet and our California girl and Miss Novik, Sarah Shredded Novik. And Tina, wow, look at y'all. What's up with this Tuesday?
I love it. I love it. I think it's because on Monday night we go to church in the inner circle and everybody gets so fired up. And they're like, we want more, we want more. If you went to church last night, raise your hand, give us an emoji.
Holla.
Last night was good, but you know, it's not Easter time.
No,
but
we got a lot of eggs.
But we're gonna talk about eggs today.
We got a lot of eggs
and
not a lot of baskets.
And baskets. So, you know, when it comes to your approach to life, right? Let's begin with a question. Do you believe that you should put all of your eggs in one basket?
You love to begin with a question.
I love to begin.
How many times does she love to begin with a question? Let's begin with a question.
Well, here's why I do it.
We want to get them thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to get you engaged. If I don't ask you a question, you're probably gonna be still chopping your onions or drinking your coffee, whatever. But
chopping your onions at 6:45 in the morning.
Well, most people are actually in the East Coast, and it's almost 10 a.m. there.
Who's chopping onions on a Tuesday morning?
If they wanna lay in their eggs, it doesn't matter. But like, when you're asked to think, everything just stops for 5 seconds. That's the intention. I want you to stop and think.
I'm chopping onions.
See, thank you.
Are you actually chopping onions?
Who is that?
Are you actually
Angela
chopping
Marie.
onions though?
See, Sterling has before.
For the omelet.
Marty. See, that's why I said it. That's why exactly what I said. I'm like chopping your onions, making your coffee, whatever.
I'm going to start chopping the onion now.
Sure. Okay. So, what do you guys think? Do you think that you should put all of your eggs in one basket or no? And please know, there's never a wrong answer. I just want to connect with you and understand like where your train of thought is, and then we're going to start talking.
The answer to every question is B.
Is that what you did in the SATs?
No, but I did hear if you answered every question C, your likelihood of getting like a 70%. I don't think that's true though. Somebody's like, if you're dumb enough to answer everything C, you're dumb enough to believe me that you'll get 70%.
Depends on the basket. Your basket of life, Andrea.
Lauren. I love it.
So you guys are
B.
saying lots of no's, lots of no's, lots of no's.
But I think you need to focus on one basket at a time. So there's two sides to every coin.
Yep. So the truth is, what do you think?
It's every question you ask, there's two sides to the coin.
Yeah.
Right? So there's the side that is you can't have too many baskets, or if the objective is to fill up one basket, a lot of times we say, if you're going to go in on something, go all in on it, right? So that means you got to fill up the basket, right? But if you've got 13 baskets and you don't have enough eggs to fill up every basket, then you've got too many baskets.
Yep.
Right? Simple, right? It's like the plate being overfilled, right? I've got too much on my plate. You ever heard that or said that before? Right? You got too many baskets and not enough eggs, right? And I would imagine the eggs being the amount of energy that I have available to output, and the amount of skills and tools that I have to fill these baskets with my eggs, right? And then the baskets being the tasks or the goals or the achievement or whatever it is that I want. And it's like, you gotta focus on one basket at a time, but you can have multiple baskets.
Yep. So the truth is that the basket of life, we all carry different baskets depending on the number of hats that we wear and the roles. What?
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
We can always gain more eggs. Eggs being the skills, the energy, the discipline, the tools, the knowledge for something. All these things are eggs, right? They fill the baskets, or they accomplish the tasks or achieve the missions or the goals or the whatever. And so when you fill up one basket, you can maintain and keep focusing on that basket, but it doesn't require as many eggs now because it's already full. So then you can go to the next basket, and you can always accumulate more baskets. But the problem is that we try to have all the baskets at once, and then we're like, try to throw all the eggs in everywhere. And then it's like if you have a handful. You remember the nerd candies? Remember Nerds?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like if you have a handful of Nerds and you have like Dixie cups set up in like a line, and you just throw the Nerds hoping that like you're gonna make them into the basket. Like there's no focus, there's no structure, there's no intention. You're just like, I'm just gonna throw shit and hope it falls in the cups.
Yeah. So we all have a few different baskets.
Sterling wants all the baskets. Me too.
In our lives, right? Like, and you're the only one who's capable of defining what those baskets are. So your baskets would basically be like the roles that you play in your life, right? So if you're taking some notes, go ahead and like write down like in a circle, like what are your baskets, right? So like some examples that I can give you guys are baskets in your life are family basket, marriage basket, career basket, health basket, maybe personal development basket.
There's even sub baskets.
Yeah, of course. But let's focus on the big ones,
the
right?
baskets inside the baskets. Wow, we're getting
so I really loved Sarah Novick's answer with regards to not putting all of your eggs in one basket, however, filling up one at a time. So now, a big issue that we see in the 21st century is that everybody puts all of their eggs in one basket, right? So like
maybe two.
Instead of diversifying, right? The reality is, in order to harmonize your life, you have to diversify, because otherwise what's going to happen is that your cup will not be filled, right? And if your cup is not filled, then you're gonna run out of eggs, right? So really, in order to master life, you want to do whatever it takes to regenerate as many eggs as possible so that you can keep on adding eggs to the baskets, right? But if you put all of the eggs in one basket, right, and you run out of eggs and you're not focusing on regenerating those eggs, then what's going to happen? The other baskets are going to be empty and you won't have any more eggs to add to the other baskets.
So basically what Sarit is saying is you should crack 6 raw eggs into a glass every morning and drink them like Arnold Schwarzenegger so that your cup is full and you have more eggs to put into baskets. I think that's what she's saying. Or maybe vomit. But the ability to focus on one basket at a time, not in a sense that you can't pay attention to anything else, but you want to equally fill. However, you can only focus on one at a time. Now, if you only focus on one at a time forever, that is what Sarit's talking about, like putting all of your eggs in one basket,
yeah.
Right? For example, the inspiration for this episode was your dad,
yeah,
right? And your dad has put all of his eggs into the work career basket,
yeah,
and nowhere else.
yeah.
There's none in the family basket. And yes, though you can only focus on one thing at a time, you can't be working while having family movie night, right? Like that does you're not focusing or being intentional with either at that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
That it goes back to the episode we talked about multitasking, right? But you can equally fill up pieces, and you should equally fill up pieces. But when you're putting eggs into a basket, focus on it, right? And now there were no eggs in your dad's health basket,
Mm-hmm.
or his mental or spiritual basket,
Mm-hmm.
or any of these, self-care, whatever. All of the eggs were in, and it's what happens is just years of putting eggs just only in one place. So hopefully that brings clarity.
And the thing is, the importance of diversifying, putting your eggs in different baskets is because, for one, it's going to help you regenerate more eggs. And for two, if that basket is taken away, guess what? You still have other baskets that are in good shape. And now, like Erin said, this topic was actually not a topic that was planned for today, but it's a topic that's really close to my heart. You know, I love my parents so much. However, I live so differently than them that I'm inspired to teach you guys all the things so that you'll be able to live your life the opposite way, just like I'm doing, right? So my dad, prime example, he literally for decades, he put all of his eggs in his career basket, right? Like he was all in, committed, disciplined as fuck, but with regards to one basket only. The other baskets, right, were obviously, what's the word?
Empty.
Compromised because all of the eggs were being put into one basket, right? And right now, he's looking for a new job at the age of 63. You guys, this is real life. And it saddens me so much, but the reality is that by the end of the day, you are your own responsibility. And if you don't learn how to take care of you, then your life is fucked. That's just the reality of it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What's the most important basket?
That's up to you to define.
Yeah, I asked myself this question. As like, self, what is the most important basket? And when it comes to the most important anything, it's individualized.
Yeah.
Because you are all different. And there's a lot of thoughts that go through my mind. Oh, the most important basket is the one that's suffering the most. Is it? Oh, the most important basket is the health basket, because health is wealth. If you don't have health, you don't have anything else. Is it? Oh, the most important basket is family, because if you don't have family, and love and like fulfillment within that, then you don't have anything. So I'm like going through the baskets, and I'm like, man, you have to choose.
Right, like you have a choice, and that's why there's no right or wrong, but knowing that you have to diversify, right? I would say that for me, the most important basket is the health basket. You know why? Because the health basket is the regenerator for everything else.
Mm-hmm. And
right?
And by health, your mom is here.
My mom's in the house. What's up?
Wow.
So I believe that if you are always regenerating the health basket, you'll be able to regenerate the other baskets in your life, whether it's your family, your career, your finances, your personal development, your spirituality. And that is why we are on a mission to teach you guys how to regenerate that basket. But for some of you guys, it might be different. And that's okay. There's no right or wrong. It all comes down to what is most important for you. However, it is your absolute responsibility and obligation. Everybody say hi to my mom.
I love that your mom is here. אני אוהבת אותך, מותק, אמא, כפרה.
Oh, you're so sweet. She's probably drinking coffee in the balcony right now.
At what time is it?
It's
5 p.m.
Yeah, it's almost 5 there. But where was I? Oh, the reality is that if you don't balance your approach to filling out your baskets, if one basket is going to be taken away, because here's the thing, that is a probability that can happen for each and every one of us, right? God forbid, like, we can get sick, right? Like, we still have other baskets that we can fuel our life with, right? But if you put all of your eggs in one basket only, then once that's taken away, you're lost.
You have nothing.
You have nothing.
Or you feel like you have nothing.
Right.
You still have baskets. You still have goals. You still have dreams, aspirations, things that you want to do and accomplish. But I love how much love they're showing her right now. It's amazing. Thank you. Okay, so, but yeah, that you feel as though you have nothing. And that's where it comes back to where I agree with you. For myself, the health basket is the most important basket, because if I'm not here, I don't have the relationship basket. I don't have the career basket. I don't have my influence basket, right? I don't have my my basket that allows me to inspire other people. And if everything else goes away and that's the only one I have, at least I can build the other ones back up.
Right, you can regenerate.
Right. The health basket is also your energy, right? Your mental health, your physical ability, your what is it called when your capabilities, right? There's so much potential within that basket to create whatever basket you want.
Because your health basket is the regenerator. Everything else falls underneath it.
It's the gas station.
And now no other basket is less important, right? But because it is the regenerator, you want to make sure that you fill it up on a regular basis, because otherwise other things are going to suffer.
Day.
Right? So Where are we going with this next?
Next steps. What can they do? What can
Yeah.
you do? What can you do if? Go ahead.
So my point is, something that we hear often is, I don't have the time to do this, right? Like waiting for the perfect moment. Look, when your health basket is empty, of course you don't have time.
And there's never the right moment.
And your job is not to fill up your basket because you don't know how to keep your basket full. Your job is to just literally bring in an egg and put it in the basket, right? And that is why we always teach the concept of one step at a time. One step at a time.
One egg at a time.
And that's why like an all or nothing mentality or type A mentality, right? Like normally suffers in a situation like that because a type A person will put all their eggs in one basket.
Hi, Kayla.
Right? And then when they get on their health journey, they expect all the eggs to be put in this one basket. It doesn't work that way. It's like every day you put one egg into the basket, and the more full your health basket is, the more you can put eggs in the other baskets, right?
The visual that came to my head was the bulk section with the spouts and when you have like nuts or something.
Oh,
Like if you're
yeah.
like you just want them all to just dump in
Right.
there. Full. If only life were that simple.
Yeah.
You know what? If life were that easy, we wouldn't all be so unique. Honestly, if everything were easy, we'd be bored out of our minds.
Mm-hmm.
We would have nothing to work towards. We'd have no dreams or aspirations. Like everything's easy, then we don't feel fulfilled because we haven't accomplished anything because everything was easy. So everything should be. Anything worth having is difficult because how sweet it is when you actually get there.
Yeah.
Because you earned it.
Look, life is a game of give and take. Right? And that's why anybody who says, I don't have time, blah, blah, blah. No, when somebody says it, I'm like, you need help because your approach is skewed in the first place.
Your mind is skewed. You don't think that you have time, which means you're immediately blocking yourself from even
receiving any eggs. All you need to focus on, right? If you're way out of balance, is you need to just focus on regenerating one egg.
You know what else I thought about?
What?
You can put your eggs in other people's baskets too.
Yes, you definitely can. You can put your eggs wherever you want, is the reality of it. And that is true freedom. Listen. We have too many eggs to put in our health basket. We're trying to fill yours up. We have all the eggs for the health basket, right? So we are here every day trying to give you eggs to put into your health basket. But you have to accept them, and you have to then do the work by putting it in. Yep. And you have to accept one egg every day, right? So think about it. If you've been good to yourself for 30 days straight, do you think you can now diversify it into your other baskets more? And that's how life works, you guys. And that's why we're fighting so hard for just global health and global health. I don't even want to call it weight loss because somebody can be at a healthy weight but can be really unhealthy.
Yeah.
Right? Health means that spiritually, mentally, and physically, your body is aligned and you're in control. That is what health means to me. It doesn't mean that you weigh 125 or 145. You could even weigh 180 and be healthy. Right? However, you can define health based off of your approach or your lack of thereof. Go ahead.
I was going to say, to play devil's advocate a little bit, or not really, but more bring clarity to You said you could even be 180 and be healthy. We actually had an episode on this that I don't believe is on YouTube because it was way a long time ago. We talked about, are you actually healthy if you're overweight? Now, if you weigh 180 and you're like 5 feet tall, I would argue you're not healthy.
Right.
You have too much adipose tissue or fat that is surrounding your organs, and your body's not functioning optimally, right? You're not healthy.
Right.
Right? But if you're 6'4"
And
you weigh
full of
180,
muscle.
sure, dude.
Yeah.
Of course. So that's the clarity that I want to bring in regards to that, because I know that there are people who will use that as an excuse to still be overweight and unhealthy and say, but I eat well, but if, like, man, I get assessments all the time that are like, I'm 185, 190 pounds. Oh, I eat pretty healthy, but they're like 5'2". I'm like,
yeah, no.
I'm like, something's wrong with your definition of eating healthy. We gotta fix that.
Yeah.
Right? So it's important to also know too, like, what is health? What is healthy?
Yeah.
Right? And define that before we go after it.
Yeah.
And get real with yourself. A lot of times, the reason that we fail to move forward is because we're not getting real with ourselves. We watched an interview with Lady Gaga and Oprah Winfrey last night from her Vision Tour, and what was Gaga saying?
A lot of good things.
Yeah, but she was like, crap, I totally lost it. What were we just talking about?
Wait,
Health.
she was talking about mental health.
Man. Poop! Really good train of thought. I wasn't even congratulating myself that time.
I'm not sure.
It'll come back to me.
But, you know, like, weight is not the only indicator for body composition,
Yeah.
right? Like, you have to take into account both your weight and body composition. And, you know, what we mean by that is that somebody can have a healthy body composition, but if spiritually and mentally you're completely misaligned, you're not healthy.
Being real with yourself. Thanks, guys! Okay, they reminded me. So remember when she was talking about the questionnaire that she was filling out? So Lady Gaga has lived with a lot of like actually severe mental health conditions, but through psychology and psychotherapy, she's been able to like manage these, right? And there is this like book of questions. I don't know if she got it from
Oprah. That was Oprah's book.
Oh, it's Oprah's book?
Oprah gave it to everybody in the
That's
audience.
awesome. Okay, so it was Oprah's book, and it had this list of questions, and it's like the objective of the book was to get you to figure out
your vision.
Yeah, and where it is that you're lacking or suffering, right? But the ego would try to answer the questions to get a good score. And so our ego blocks us from being honest with ourselves because we want to be good. We don't want to be wrong. We don't want to be imperfect. So we, when we're asking these questions about ourselves or trying to self-analyze, it's really easy to lie to yourself because you don't want to admit that you have struggles. Guess what? You're a human being. You have struggles. You might as well accept them.
Yep.
Accept them, but don't settle for them, right? You can accept, right? I think I saw Sterling say, you can love where you're at right now, knowing that you're moving forward or something along those lines, which I totally agree with. But oftentimes we have a hard time being honest with ourselves because we just want to be right, or we just want to be perfect, or we just want to be seen as good, or like we don't have issues. Everybody has issues. Bill Gates has issues. Tony Robbins has issues.
We all have problems. Problems are just opportunities, and they're meant to be solved. But if you put all of your eggs in one basket, you won't have enough tools in order to know how to solve a problem. And that is the biggest problem, not knowing how to solve your problems, because with each day comes a different set of problems.
Yeah.
So if you know how to solve one problem great in your career, but you don't know how to solve your marriage problem or your family problem, like, really, are you being successful? Are you getting the most out of life? I will disagree.
Yeah, I try to even think of the people that I would think that don't have problems, like Deepak Chopra
No,
or
he does.
Gandhi. Like every single person has things that could potentially hold them back. The difference between those who are held back and those who are not held back is their ability to manage and move forward and improve upon the things that they are not as good at.
Amen.
Or the things that they struggle with.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
Why do people kill themselves? Even if, let's take Robin Williams, for example. Perfect example. Dude looks happy, successful, he has money, he's always playing the funny character, you know, but obviously he had struggles, right? He was always asked to play the funny guy, but he didn't want to play the funny guy, so he wasn't fulfilled. Right? He had
wasn't being
issues.
himself.
Right? But on the outside, it's all dandy. Right? Every single person, doesn't matter how much people look like they have their shit together. It's just a matter of how well are you able to manage and improve upon the things that you struggle with. Right? I cry every single week at something. And it's okay, right? I acknowledge that I'm struggling with something, whether it's internally or externally or whatever. I'm struggling with something, acknowledge it and figure out what is in my control, what can I do to move forward, putting eggs in baskets.
Yeah. So, truth is that you have to refill your health baskets if you want to fill up other baskets.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes you need help filling those baskets. Sometimes you don't know where to find the eggs.
Yep.
Doesn't mean you can't have the eggs or that they don't exist to put in that basket. But if you've been struggling with your health or you've been struggling with your confidence because of the way that you feel about yourself, I'm not even going to put a number on it. The weight doesn't matter. It's something that we get from accomplishing something that is difficult for us, i.e. weight loss. Right? So sometimes you don't know how to find the right eggs. Sometimes you've been like throwing eggs into the basket, they've been breaking, i.e. keto, i.e. intermittent fasting. Right? Like, and that's good because you're attempting, which is great. Because if you don't show up and you don't try, you're definitely not going to get anywhere. So good for you. However, sometimes you just need somebody else's help to find the right eggs and figure out how to place them in the baskets appropriately.
Yep.
Boogie agrees.
And, you know, to top off on that,
Boogie.
like, take everything as a lesson, right? If you're at a point where you're like, I can't regenerate eggs into my health basket, don't just give up. Like, your obligation is to regenerate eggs, because otherwise your other baskets are going to suffer, right? Just look for a different approach, right? It's like, okay, this store doesn't have any eggs, let me go to the other store, maybe they do, right? But so many people block themselves because of the concept of failure. This didn't work for me, therefore there's no eggs in the world. There's an abundance of eggs. It's just up to you to go out of your way and go to the right store.
Mama, I'm raising my hand.
Boogie, what?
Also, Mama.
What?
Also, Mama, sometimes people think them have to have the perfect color of egg. You know, there's brown eggs and there's white eggs. And sometimes we try to think we have to have the perfect egg. And really, we just need an egg.
Boogie, what is your favorite egg?
Hard-boiled. Can I have one?
Yeah. Thank you for sharing your lessons. That's so...
You don't need to have the perfect eggs to put in the baskets. Just find the eggs.
Yes. As you have more eggs in the baskets, then you can focus on your perfect egg.
Yes. Then
But you need to, but you need to learn how to refill your basket before you look for the perfect thing.
You can improve the eggs that are in your basket once the eggs are in your basket.
Yeah. That was a real egg talk. So, you know...
Real egg talk.
by the end of the day, you guys, we all have an equal opportunity because we have today and we have life. Once you have life, you're capable of doing anything. However, most of the times it's due to our lack of direction and the thoughts that we have in our head that we limit ourselves, right? We use words like, I can't, blaming the weather, the economy, the coronavirus, all these things. You have an equal opportunity, right? And it's up to you to go out of the way to go to a store that has eggs and to refill your basket. Truthfully, it is your obligation to fill up your health baskets, because if you don't fill that up, then you're not going to be able to leverage how you're able to transfer your eggs from one basket to the next. And guess what? By the end of the day, the reality is that our health basket could be compromised any minute. People get sick, people die. However,
A bird could poop in your egg basket.
yeah. However, when there is balance between all baskets, because over time you filled up and you refilled your other baskets, if one thing gets taken away, it's not the end of the world. You'll have support, right? You will have eggs to keep you going. If the hard-boiled eggs basket runs out, then guess what? You have raw eggs, right? You have scrambled eggs, right?
You have fried eggs.
And this is literally like, this is the game of life. It's all about like exchange, right? Like it's all about movement, right? Movement with regards to resources.
Flow.
However, if you don't have the energy to regenerate the flow, then you're going to be stuck. And that's why health is so important. Because it's the creator of everything else that happens in your life. So when somebody tells me I don't have time for my health, I'm like, this is what's messed up.
You don't not have.
You're blocking yourself. It doesn't have to be 2 hours of cardio and you're now going to eat all clean. No. Even we don't do that. It's called one step at a time of making yourself a priority. But if you don't know how to make yourself a priority, then you won't even know how to transfer your eggs to other places. Right? So, I mean, look, we can keep preaching all day long. You know, by the end of the day, it's your obligation to figure out how you're going to do that. And we know that if you're listening to this, then you are. So congratulations for that. However, like the whole purpose of filling up your baskets is that you'll be able to fill up other people's baskets. So if you're like, you know what, this whole like egg basket talk like really spoke to me, and I know somebody in my life whose baskets are way out of balance, then you need to share this analogy with them. Literally go ahead and share the video.
Or yeah, just share the video.
Like good things are meant to be shared, right? So don't be selfish. It's all about passing it on, right? Go ahead.
Speaking of good things to share,
Yes.
we want to share a really good thing with you. And Boogie, can you tell them about it?
Okay, guys, my mamas are putting together a live web class that they're going to be doing.
Are you gonna be in there?
Boogie, look at the camera.
I might show up. I'm not sure yet. I have to check my schedule. But,
Boogie, look at the camera. No.
Boogie, for here. Right there.
Right there.
So we're gonna be hosting a live web class of how to achieve sustainable weight loss and
Stop
literally
yo-yo dieting.
The 3 steps to stop yo-yo dieting. The reason why you haven't achieved sustainable weight loss is because you're stuck in the yo-yo dieting train, right? And we want to help you overcome it. If you know us, you know that we break it down into like really simple terms. So literally the 3 big steps that are going to help you to fill up your basket. So
yay!
just so you know, this is totally free, okay? And spots are limited. So if you haven't already signed up, then you need to do yourself a favor and be sure to sign up.
Seriously, I'm going to reach through this camera and I'm going to do it on your phone or your computer for
Yeah,
you.
you need to do it. Literally, all you gotta do is you gotta go on the website, or Tammy, if you're listening, if you can just drop the link below. It is improveyousolutions.com/webinar. That's simple. 2 actions. Also, like we said, good things are meant to be shared. Whoever in your life needs to fill up their health basket and needs to like get over like all these bullshit approaches that like they're going to the wrong stores, doing the wrong things, share it with them. Like that's our entire intention, to just share the love. Okay?
Love that several of you guys have already signed up. Yeah, there are only 100 spots available on the webinar. So you're going to want to register ASAP. Done.
Love it. If you signed up, drop an emoji. I want to see who we should expect to be there.
Yeah, let's give them a holla. Some people we already got. We got V, Brittany Burns. We got Candace.
Hell yeah.
I think that means Sterling.
Boogie's booked. Yeah.
Oh, Boogie's booked. Leanne.
Hell yeah.
Candace.
Love it. Love the emojis.
Andrea. I love the shades.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you've been struggling with where you're at with your weight, and
Or
again,
if
it's
you
not
just
even,
know that you can do better.
yeah, it's not even about the weight. It's about being your best self. And oftentimes, that means getting rid of some extra baggage that we don't need, right? Tina, Lauren, Erin, Stacy, Kayla,
Brittany, Kayla.
Jen, I see you guys. June Ellen, Andrea.
Awesome.
Andrea. One's Andrea.
Yeah.
One's Andrea.
I know Andy Lee and Andrea Ramos.
And Josie. Awesome.
Josie.
Okay, guys. Well, happy
Tuesday.
I always want to say Tuesday.
Happy Taco Tuesday. Go fill up your egg baskets today, and we will see you
TWOS.
tomorrow for a money conversation at 6:30 a.m.
Boom. Bye.
Bye.